Hey, everybody, and welcome to my weekly Periscope with Seopa.com. I'm very excited to. Hey, the hearts. I love the hearts. It's fantastic. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the conversation. We're going to talk about a really fantastic topic. My name is Bob Umar. I'm a four-time TEDx speaker, one of Inc. magazine's top 100 leadership speakers, also one of the top 7 networking gurus to follow on Twitter. And I'm really excited to share my weekly chat. I'm here every Thursday at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time to share my insights, to make myself accessible, to answer your questions, and to help you seize your passion, whatever that may be. So I hope you enjoy this. And the topic today is actually really interesting. It's how your interests motivate you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you have any questions or comments on that, or you have any things you want to ask, if you like what you're hearing, share the love, share the hearts. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from people. Share comments below. Let's start with the first thing. I'm from Toronto, home of the Raptors, home of the Blue Jays. Let me know where you're from. Type below what city you're from, or where are you from the States? Are you from Europe? Are you from Australia? Where are you from? Let me know where you're from, and then let me know what questions you have regarding the topic. I'm going to share 5 key aspects that come to my mind when I think about interests and how they motivate you, and then I'll invite you throughout this conversation to share your thoughts. And you can see all the videos and all the stuff content we've created, and you can subscribe on YouTube. We actually have it all there. If you go to seopa.com/videos, you'll see all the great content we've shared. Plus, you can also subscribe to get automatic notifications of what we're doing. And yeah, just sign up and you can hear more stuff. So, start with the first thing, which is, when we think about interest, I mean, the first thing to really understand is, number one, what is an interest? I mean, we say it all the time, but typically interests are things you currently do because you like, hello, Russia, welcome. I don't know any Russian words. I wish I could say welcome in Russia. That'd be great. So, what does interest really mean in terms of the definition? I mean, first off, interests are typically things you do, you enjoy doing. So, let's say you love cooking, you're cooking a lot, that's an interest. You take photography, that's an interest. You watch movies, that's an interest. You play board games, that's an interest. Interests are also things you yearn to do. So you don't necessarily have to be doing them, but maybe you yearn to do. Like, I would love to do more rock climbing, so that's something I yearn to do. I would love to do more travel, so that's something I yearn to do. So interests are typically things you enjoy doing or would enjoy doing in the future. So you yearn to do those things. So that's important. It's important to understand the difference. These are things you like doing, not things that you have to do or you feel the need to do. Now, some of the things you have to do, you might actually enjoy doing. There's people out there who have to do their taxes and they actually enjoy doing their taxes. Or people who, I have to engage my kids. I love engaging my kids, and that's totally fine. So, again, the topic today is about how interests motivate you. That's what we're going to focus on today, guys. So that's the first piece. So one is to understand what interests are and what they make sense. Number two is really one of the reasons why interests really motivate you is because there's an emotional resonance, right? Because if you like doing it, it's gonna make you feel happy. It's gonna make you feel joy. It's gonna make you feel fulfillment. And so that interest that you're engaging in is motivating you because there's an emotional resonance to the core of your heart and your soul and your mind. And so that's why the interest that you're working with, as we talk about seize your passion, that's why the interest is so important for you, because it really helps fuel and rev up the emotional core of whatever it is you're doing. So that to me is a really, really important aspect of why how you're interested. And thanks for the hearts. Love the hearts. We love the hearts. If you like the hearts, share us on Twitter, share us on Facebook. Let's get people part of the conversation. Let's get them bringing in, sharing questions. Again, let me know where you're from. Comment below. Let me know where you're from, and also throw in some questions. The third thing that comes to my mind is the reason why interest motivates you is because as you engage your interest, you are building on your experience, you're building on your memories, and you're building on your competence. So what happens is the more you engage in your interest, you're building experience, you're building memories, and you're building competence. You're getting better and better. And that further competence building and that further memory building further acts as fuel for whatever it is you're doing. So if you are interested in photography, and the more you do it, the more you get into it. If you're interested in singing, the more you sing, the better you get at it, the more positive experiences you have, the more you get into it. So that's another reason why, again, the whole idea of interest motivating you is so important, because you're building that competence, you're building that experience, you're building some positive memories that you can always engage with. So that's it. So the first three things to think about when it comes to why interests motivate you. Number one, understanding what interests are and the definition of how it relates to you. Number two, knowing that there's an emotional relevance and resonance to pursuing your interests. And number three, the more your interests that you do, you build experience, you build competence, you build memories, and that's also what's going to fuel your motivation. The fourth thing that why interest motivates you is really that it fuels your desire to improve. So as soon as you acknowledge an interest or a passion and you start doing it, you want to get better. You want to continually work better. So you start working hard at it. You ask for feedback. You start training. You start looking for courses. You start doing whatever you can, whether you're, again, building models or playing board games or video games or watching movies or writing, whatever it might be. You're always trying to build on that. So your interest in that will fuel the desire to improve yourself. And that will further, again, reflect and affect your motivation. So if you understand that, you'll actually be more willing to try to be the best you can be. And that's why whenever you see your passion, and if it's at work or a business or an entrepreneurship thing or a nonprofit thing, you're going to be more motivated by doing this because you really want to get better and better all the time. So that to me is another really, really important piece. And then finally, the last aspect. And if you guys have any other topics, like any comments, like why is motivation? Why is how does interest motivate you? How does interest fuel you in terms of what you're doing with what you're passionate about? Share below, comment below, let me know what you think because I'd love to hear your take. So the first four things I talked about, and I'm going to talk about the fifth one in a second. The first four things I talked about is like number one, defining what interest means and things that you do and what you yearn to do. Number two, interests have an emotional relevance and resonance, which will fuel your motivation because they build on your core values and your root heart values. Number three, your interests will build experience, memories, and competence with what you're doing. That also fuels your motivation. Number four, interest will fuel your desire to get better and improve yourself and have more impact. So that's why it's so important. And then finally, the last thing, the fifth thing I want to talk about in terms of how interest motivates you. The more you focus on interest, the more you start to find other people with the same interest, and you'll start to build a community. And that community of common interests will fuel you even further to develop more, to motivate you to do more, to get better. It holds you together. You'll find a commonality of people. Those of you who love board games will find other people who love board games. Those who love musical theater will like other musical theater lovers. Those who are really into woodworking will find other woodworking people. And so that community will further motivate you because you're going on your interests, your passions. You will find people with the same interests and passions, and thus be able to create that community that will further propel your motivation. So that's why it's so important to pursue your motivation. And again, thanks for hearts. Love the hearts. That's great. If you like what you're hearing, again, by all means, double tap, triple tap the hearts. We love to hear it. We love to have the hearts. Shares on Facebook, shares on Twitter. Let's get people part of the conversation. So those are my 5 aspects and thoughts I want to share with you in regards to how your interests motivate you, fuel your motivation. If you have your own thoughts, let me know. Comment below. I'd love to hear. If you have any questions, I will stay online to answer your questions because I'm here every week on Thursdays at 11:45 a.m. at SEOPA via Periscope, and we're happy to take your calls. We're happy to take your thoughts, your questions. You can submit your own questions on the website. You can also submit your own videos. We'd love to hear from you. We're doing this because we're trying to help people out there seize your passion. That's what the hashtag's for, seize your passion. So if you have any questions, you can always hashtag Q for Bobby U. You can always look me up on Twitter and Instagram, Snapchat at Rayhan Bobby. I'm everywhere. I really am. I'm everywhere. So you can check that out. And if you don't have any more questions, I'll sign up for today. I'll be here every week at 11:45 a.m. on Thursdays. And you can check us out at seopa.com/stream. I look forward to hearing your comments. I look forward to hearing your questions. And I look forward to helping you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the topic, how interest motivates you. And there's some people joining on right now, so I'm going to review the 5 things that I just talked about, the 5 things to think about when it comes to how interest motivates you. Hello from Somalia. Welcome. So one is to understand the definition of interest, things you do, things you yearn to do. Number 2, the emotional resonance will hit your core values. Number 3, interest will build your experience and your memories and your competency. Number 4, interests will fuel your desire to improve yourself and get better, whether it's a business or a passion pursuit. And number 5, your interests will motivate you because you'll start to create a community of like-minded people who share the common interests, and thus that'll motivate you too. All right? Wish you guys an interest, and it will make you an interesting person. But you know what? Here's another thing. Interests will make you an interesting person, but it's not only important to have interests, but it's also, if you want to be an interesting person, the best way to be an interesting person is to be interested in other people. And when you do that, you'll make a huge impact. All right? Hope that helps you. Wish you all the best. See you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.